Welcome to FANCOM TV. I'm Lauren Walsh.
And I'm Rachel Filippini.
And for those who are joining us for the first time, FANCOM is the first and only sports media platform to connect NFL fans directly with former players. They also do it in a very controlled environment, which makes it very family friendly. It's completely troll-free, bully-free, and profanity-free. Now we're kicking things off with Fan Friday by starting with the new helmet rule. So we want to make sure that we focus on things that fans are talking about, and clearly this is a hot topic.
So last week we took to Twitter and we did a poll asking all of you if you understood the new helmet rule. And 92% of you said that you did not, so hopefully we can clear that up for you.
So we wanted to make sure that we took to our player partners, which of course, as we mentioned, are former NFL players, lots of Super Bowl champions that you'll actually hear from today. And we kicked it off by going to Jermichael Finley.
Yeah, so for those of you who don't know Jermichael's story, he played for the Green Bay Packers, and unfortunately his NFL career was cut short with a career-ending injury to his spine. So he has a little bit different perspective probably on the helmet rule than other players might, so just keep that in mind while you're watching.
Here you go, Richard Sherman and the rest of the NFL headhunters. The NFL will not make an adjustment. I would say you make an adjustment, because if not, they will be taking out your pockets. The reason behind that is just you have too many guys coming post-career complaining about head trauma, head injury, and anxiety, depression. You get all them extra symptoms after the leave from taking headshots. So the NFL is they're tired of taking the punishment. The money's coming out their pocket. That NFL logo is bigger than any player that's in the NFL right now. So I would say Richard Sherman and, like I said, the rest of the NFL headhunters, adjust your game, or if not, they'll be taking out your pocket. Simple as that.
It's interesting to hear his perspective because of the fact that he did have a career-ending injury. And the other thing that's amazing with his perspective is how much he cares about the players after the game, which I think a lot of times is what people don't focus on, is that once the game ends, the lights go out, there's a lot of repercussions that come from all of those hits. Louis Riddick was talking about it earlier this week, actually. He was on Outside the Line. He's saying players are going to get hurt. It's just, the law of motion. I mean, the fact that you're going at someone full speed and now you're asking them to try to backtrack or try to stop, which could end up resulting in a ton of injuries.
And we have replay and slow motion and all that. We have to remember this happens within half a second. They have a split second to decide if they're going to hit someone, and you never know if the other player is going to lower their head. So it's also important to remember that this is a bang-bang play, and it's not slow motion, which we have.
Right, exactly. So last one we are going to hear from is actually going to be Travis Johnson. So Travis, of course, spent a good amount of his career playing for the Texans, and he has a little bit to say about the helmet rule as well.
FANCOM world, hey, it's been a while. I miss you guys. We got a new season upon us. New players, new coaches, new teams, and new rules. Well, rule in particular, the helmet rule. I think it needs to be scrapped, thrown out, put out with the trash. I mean, it is the worst thing I've ever seen happen to football. It is destroying the game that we love. I think we need to all send letters to the NFL office and continue to bombard them with how disrespectful this rule is to the game. The game has been taught one way. That's to hit with your eyes and your head up, and you got to put your face in the fan to make tackles. That's the proper way to make a tackle. Every penalty that I saw in the last couple of weeks has been proper tackles that have been made. These guys have been throwing flags for what? I don't know. I mean, when you think about it, it's going to cause people to get hurt. It's going to cause people to get run over, and it's going to be a spike in offense. Nobody wants a spike in offense in this game. Yeah, you want to see good football, but you want to see good, clean football. And every play I've seen made, I mean, you got a guy the other day that was hurdling one guy. His foot hit his head, and they said he led with his head. I don't understand this. A guy on a special teams tackle. When you look at the 49ers versus Texans, penalty on a special teams tackle. It's crazy. What do you expect me to do? Come to a standstill? Let's walk. Matter of fact, let's have a full walkthrough for everybody. Let's make the game a full walkthrough or a power walkthrough to see how that goes. This rule is absurd. Send a letter to your commissioner. Send a letter to your teams and tell them how ridiculous this rule is, because I don't see how anybody can continue to play this game. We've been taught one way, and the one way is the right way. Eyes up, head up, put your face in the fan, and throw your hands up with your hips. That's the way to make tackles, and these guys are doing the perfect job. That's why we're called pros. We're pros for a reason. And taking this out is totally, I don't understand what's going to happen if this rule continues.
So if we can get anything from that video, write a letter to the commissioner. Travis wants you to get involved. But, you know, he was taught playing football a certain way, and it's changing. And so, you know, in his eyes, it makes sense. Football is being ruined. I think that's something to consider, especially coming from someone that played defense. You know, it's how he was taught. Lead with the eyes, tackle with the eyes. So I do think, you know, he has a point, and, you know, he wants fans to stand up for the game and, you know, get involved and make sure that it, you know, stays true to what it is for the next couple decades.
Yeah, I think amazing insight. And it's interesting to hear. I mean, their opinions are all across the board, and the best part is that they played the game. So
They know.
They know. So I think, you know, that's what you'll come to love about FANCOM, is that the insights and perspective are coming from the people who actually played, and obviously they know the most of anyone. So if you want more, make sure to head over to FANCOM.Fans. And be sure to check us out on social media at FANCOM Sports. And then, of course, go ahead and hit that subscribe button below so that you don't miss any of our upcoming content.